This is Tom Konkle, the director, producer, co-writer, and actor. I'm tired already. And Trouble is My Business. Um, I wanted to share a watch party that I'm doing on Amazon Prime right now. You can go over to Amazon Prime. There is the link now in the comments. Uh, you're welcome to join there, or you can watch here with me. But let's take a look at basically, this is my love letter to film noir. It is a film called Trouble is My Business. And I'd love for you to take a look with me and feel free to ask any questions you might have, anything you'd like to discuss. I am definitely interested in chatting with you about the film. I'm going to try and make it a little bit larger here. Let's see if I can do that while I'm doing this operation. That's better, I think. So yeah, it's been available now on Amazon Prime in black and white, which is of course how I originally intended for it to be seen. It was a interesting journey to make the film. I kind of looked at the aesthetic of films of the 40s and 50s that were considered the B pictures. You know, they were shot on a lean budget, and it used the genre and attitude of film noir, which lent itself to independent production because these were not the huge budgeted studio films where they'd say light everything. You know, we paid for this, but rather this was a bit of a conceit to the idea that it's more interesting to have darkness and make the most of what you have in shadows and light to create the world. So the only instance of color right here is as the title comes over, you get kind of a blood red look and find Roland Drake, the character I play in this, waiting for a car that brings us full circle towards the end.
Take me to the cemetery. She's still alive. This better be good.
This is kind of, with any screenplay, with any story, you kind of have the opening stated premise, and I love the sort of morbid take me to the cemetery, she's still alive, the irony. And
I was alone in my office. Nothing in there seemed like it belonged to me anymore. Good night, Drake. Shame what happened.
Bill's fantastic there. Screenplay by myself and Brittany Powell, who plays the femme fatale. It's very rare to have a woman writing in this genre in film noir, so it was kind of fun to get the female logic. And she's sort of genetically designed to be a femme fatale.
I'll pick up a local gossip rag.
I wanted to do that kind of hat tip entrance, dolly in on this film to really give Drake that kind of introduction, pulling into his world and revealing himself. He's been evicted from both his office and from his own life, down on his luck. And try to inject some humor there. Noir uses the convention of the narrator, usually an unreliable narrator or at least a doomed narrator. I wanted to embrace that. She eclipsed everything. You see her shadow eclipsing his name on the door there. Rather intentional for me. That's me without the beard. I worked out quite a bit to play Roland Drake, get myself in shape for him. That suit I'm wearing is my dad's suit. He was married in that suit, I think in the early 1950s. The film is set in 1947, so right around the time Maltese Falcon was set. Her business there with the gloves sets up something later. Everything is sort of calculated in the film, whether it's the globe upside down, the world's turning upside down with the globe in frame behind, the banter between the two of them, sort of inspired by Jacques Tournier's Out of the Past, or even Howard Hawks' His Girl Friday. Brittany and I have a great rapport there, back and forth with the dialogue. She's kind of the dark seductress in this, Catherine Montemar. And yeah, you can see two faces east in this shot. It's one of my favorites. The framing, you get both people's expressions playing against each other. Like that, you get a sense of the geography of his office, of Drake's world. You get a little feeling of the rest of the building's closed down. Someone's spying on them with a camera. That will pay off a little bit later. Someone's taking pictures. Sometimes in film noir, the simplest of setups is actually part of a web of very malevolent plans upon plans, using human nature against it. So I really tried to have the camera float as much as I could around them and create some classic blocking with the lighting and with the movement of the camera to tell the story and the relationship. Sometimes he's above her, sometimes she's above him, sometimes they're equals. But each time, if you're watching it with the sound off, you should at least know the dynamic that's happening as the relationship between their characters. If you're interested in joining the conversation over on Amazon, the link is in the comments. It's very late at night, so probably nobody will, but I wanted to at least experiment. This is just a test run, really, of showing the film on Amazon Prime. It's also available in color on Tubi. A lot of streaming services would only take color, so a consideration was made in order to do all the visual effects. There's 2,000 visual effects in this. In order to do those, you had to shoot in color. So I had to keep all the set design, art direction, costumes had to be workable in color and black and white. I like this exchange here, this cut.
How would it look with pieces of your clothing all over my office?
Well, you're the detective. You tell me.
There's not enough movies with women being slammed up against the wall and violently made love to before the web closes on him. Drake was lonely. She was there. There is genuine passion between the characters. They are basically using each other, but also there's genuine affection there. At least we think so. And what's amazing about noir is, in the books it was this steamy or whatever, but the Hays Code, which had come into play in the 40s, prevented a lot of what was in the book anyway. So you wake up and there's a smear of blood where a woman used to be. And you'll notice too how I'm holding my arm, which might be important later. There's this feeling of entrapment. You hear a knock at the door. You can see the blood on the ground there. It looks like a box, perhaps, it leaked around. And it looks like everything's been turned over and upside down. That's why I'm Dutch tilting the angles, the light. He's vulnerable, so, he's throwing on his shirt. The front door is already unlocked, so someone must have come in and out. Here's his friend, but also nemesis, Lou McDonald, played by the great Dave Beeler, who I did live shows with for decades, and is one of my best friends, and is a fantastic actor and brought so much to this role. Each time he entered or exited a scene, I tried to give him some flourish, something kind of special to make his character shine, because it's a great character for him, but also it's important to the story because he is the flashy version of Roland, the appearance without perhaps the complete morality. There's the glove, which we set up before with the glove.
I'm alone. I
So let's see, we bring the stream up here. I like how they block each other. He's literally blocking him out of his life. And he flinches when he goes in for something, thinking he's going to pull a gun. Watch what we do with the paper here. Just as Drake goes to get it, we choreograph this little thing where he's constantly outfoxing him, takes the paper down, puts it down there, then pushes it out of the way. Drake snaps it back up. They're both at different pitched angles because the world's a little off kilter. You've just woken up, and you know that feeling when you've just woken up and you're a little disoriented and he feels trapped. And it's kind of circling like a shark. So there's a left-right motion as I'm kind of tracking along or dollying along on a rail, just following the action back and forth on two different angles. He feels trapped and really interesting. That house was actually Bill's house. It was a 30s or 40s house that had been upgraded, so he had to remove everything that was modern, including the kitchen behind it, and replace it. So almost everything in this film is a visual effect. You just hopefully don't notice it. That, one take. We rehearsed it. I thought it would be great if you could flip your hat up there and do that. Dave nailed it. We cheered. It was a perfect take. 1, 2, 3. Those are my parents on the bottom left there, and that's the suit I was wearing at the beginning. And up there in the upper right are my grandparents holding my mother. So a little cameo from my parents and my grandparents on my mom's side. And this is one of my favorite shots. You know, huge Blade Runner fan, huge Out of the Past fan. Just felt like that really set his private place, the place he can go to think, is his office. So there's the constant rotation of the fan. You know, back then there wasn't air conditioning, so it was hot, and fans were pushing air around. Important little clues like missing girl. You see Benton Jennings there, who ends up playing the head of the Montemar household. He's been missing, Wilson Montemar. He's always lower. Whenever the woman is there, he's on the ground or he's sitting, and she's towering over him with her feminine energy and feminine power. I love that shot tilting up. And the tension here is nice. As an actor, it was really a great challenge. There's a couple of lines that I really love delivering. That offhanded, like, Catherine? I don't know what you mean. He's a cool customer with a gun pointed at him. And I love the movement. There's a movement of light, you know, coming around with the passing cars, of course, and things happening outside, but also the light playing across the face, which is a nice touch as well. And this was all shot on a set with certain set extensions and augmentations made to the film to make it more true to the genre and true to the place, more dreamlike. So this is Trouble Is My Business. I just wanted to give you a preview look at the film. If you're interested, leave a comment, and I will do a commentary on the whole film with a live chat in the next couple of days if there's some interest and you'd like to hear more about the film. And there are the photos that were taken earlier of her and her sister. So I will leave you with this, the beginning of the mystery in Trouble Is My Business, a film that I had the pleasure to direct and act in. Thank you for watching.
I wake up this morning and I